Welcome back to another edition of Everything Football 62. I'm your old Jonathan Big Tex Johnson, a.k.a. Uncle Tex, a.k.a. Professor Tex. Before we get started, smash that like button, subscribe to the page, share it with your buddies, friends, and whatnot. Got any comments, any suggestions, anything like that, leave them down in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and get with this right now. Where we at it, man. Try to go through this pretty quick. Should be pretty quick. At least I'm going to try to make it pretty quick anyway. For week 8 and whatnot. Wrapping up, starting with the Baltimore-Tampa Bay game, Baltimore 27-22. Baltimore ran away with this game pretty much in the second half and whatnot. Lamar looked good and whatnot and everything. Baltimore's secondary defense is still a little shaky and whatnot, but they got to get it together. They played some ball. Lamar showed that, like I said, he did a lot of everything with his arm. He ran the ball only when he pretty much needed to and whatnot, and they came out there with a W and whatnot. Tampa's going through what Tampa's going through. I said Devin White is getting brutalized by Warren Sapp. If y'all seen the article and whatnot, y'all go check that out. My man was getting and I like Devin White. I really think he's a hell of a linebacker, one of the better linebackers. I'm thinking in the inside, but from what they're saying this year, he's not playing that good a ball. And I seen that joke. He sit up there and he got moved back like 20 yards, and then a lot of plays where he took off. I guess he was going through some stuff. It just wasn't his day and whatnot. We go and check out some of these stats. Lamar 27-38, 238 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brady was 26-44, 325, 1 touchdown. We already know what he's going through. Gus Edwards ran the ball good. It's good to see him back in order. They ran the ball extremely good. 11 carries, 65 yards. Kenyon Drake, 7 carries, 62 yards and whatnot. And you had Devon Duvernay, 2 for 33 and whatnot, and that 1 touchdown on that little jet sweep. I guess that's the play that you want to call it, that jet sweep and everything and whatnot. Going to the Washington-Indianapolis game. Indianapolis actually gave this game away. Jonathan Taylor, he's battling a little injury bug going on right about now. We check out these stats real quick and whatnot. Heineke did what Heineke did. Heineke came alive, did pretty good, 23 for 31, 271, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Sam I Am, 17 for 23, 201 yards, first game starting and whatnot as a pro. Washington didn't rush the ball very good, which is kind of surprising and whatnot. Taylor, a crucial fumble. If they going in, they're deep in Washington's territory, and they got him with the fumble and whatnot, and got him with the fumble. Sam I Am lost the fumble as well. There's 2 fumbles lost. That's big. That's huge and whatnot at the critical time. Heineke made a couple of plays. He hit McLaurin on that, I think there might have been that 42-yarder and whatnot. Funny part about it is I do remember McLaurin actually taking his helmet off. You know what I'm talking about. And I don't recall seeing no flags there, but like I say, man, I think it's all about who's refereeing, put it that way. The Denver game, Denver 21, Jacksonville 17. Denver got the monkey off his back. You can say Russell got the monkey off his back as well. They was dealing with him and stuff like that. He went for 18 for 30, 252 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He made a couple of clutch throws and whatnot. Got down there, got the touchdown when it was needed. I think it was Latavius Murray. They got up in that form and whatnot. They played some good ball and whatnot. Jacksonville, Travis Etienne, 24 carries, 156 yards. I said, Denver. Now they just lost Chubb on the defense. He got traded today. I think, I want to say, was it to Jacksonville? I'm not sure who it was, but he got traded today. I think it was to the Dolphins and whatnot. So, so it's going to be interesting to see what's going on with Denver. And like I said, whatever happens with Denver is whatever happens with Denver, simply because it's like, as I said, Denver has not been to the playoffs since 2016, right? Since 2016. So, I don't know what kind of fairy dust that they thought that Russell Wilson was going to come in and fix all that. Denver has major problems and whatnot before they ever be becoming a contender. This was a really good game here. 34-37. Atlanta with the W with that. Lot of scoring going up in the game. Good game and whatnot. We already know what the talk is. The game was over, said and done with. P.J. Walker looked good. 19 for 36, 317 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. And whatnot. Deontay Foreman, second straight game, over 100 yards, and he had 3 of their 4 touchdowns and whatnot. DJ Moore, the player of the game, the 62-yarder, the 62-yard touchdown bomb, and he took it, and he was off the field, took his helmet off. I know the guy was, overcome with excitement and whatnot, but in that case, dude, you got to leave your helmet on. It is what it is. I'm not going to sit up there and say things like what Michael Wilbon said and call the kid kind of out of his name and whatnot, because it was something happened. To go back to McLaurin in the Washington game, he took his helmet off during the play. He didn't score, didn't do anything like that. Helmet off as soon as he basically got off. If I'm not mistaken, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but his helmet was off. He was walking around with his helmet off the whole time. Didn't even bother to put his helmet on. There was no flag. If you're going to call that play, be consistent with that play, Mr. Referee. Dallas and Chicago, 49-29. Big game for Dallas. Dak looked very sharp. Dak looked sharp. 21 for 27, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. That pick to me was still a pick either way I slice it. CD stopped running the ball, stopped running the route, came up short on the route, threw it, caught the man, he got the interception. Game really shouldn't even been that close and whatnot. Justin Fields tried to play it out, but like I said, that man got to get some help. They have a nice running game. It's all about their defense. He needs playmakers on that side. He's got Claypool, I believe. I think that's his name, from Pittsburgh. He got traded. We're gonna see what he's really about. He said he claimed one of them shows with them players and whatnot, and Ryan Clark and all them guys. He said he's that dude and all this other kind of stuff. We're gonna really see now, because if he can be the difference. Justin Fields needs a playmaker on that side and whatnot. Justin Fields actually ran for 8 carries, 60 yards, and a touchdown. They rushed very good against Dallas. This is a problem. There's a little bit of problem up there. They need to kind of fix it up. Their defense player, Michael Parsons, so far to me the defensive player of the year so far in this midway point and whatnot. Hustle play, did his thing. That's LT type play. That man keep that up for another 10 years. Hey man, we talking about him in the same breath. Hell of a game by the Pokes, by my Pokes and everything. That good to see him get a W. Another good game. Miami, 31-27. Talk that crap about Tua, but like I said, Tua got some weapons. Tua, 29 for 36, 382 yards, 3 touchdowns and whatnot. Raheem Morris rushed the ball really well and whatnot as well. Here you had Tyreek Hill, 12 receptions, 188 yards. Jaden Waddle, 8 catches, 106 yards. They are the dynamic duo as far as that's concerned. Close, just about right there. When you talk about T. Higgins and whatnot and Jamar Chase, and guys, he has an arsenal to throw the ball to. He looked sharp, he looked good, and it was great to sit up there and see him, shutting a lot of these critics and stuff like that up. He just got to keep playing. The AFC West to me is wide open. It's pretty much is AFC East is wide open and whatnot. And I think these guys can get it done. Arizona and Minnesota. Minnesota 34, Arizona 26. Unfortunately, Kirk Cousins, solid game, 24, 36 yards, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dalvin Cook, 20 carries, 111 yards, 30. His longest was 30 yarder and 1 touchdown. There's no running game over there. There's no running game over there in Arizona. They're going to have to get that together. DeAndre Hopkins was targeted 13 times, 12 catches, 159 yards. 159 yards. Yeah, my man did throw 3 touchdowns, but at the same time he threw 2 picks and whatnot. But the costly part of the game was they made Minnesota punt, and they was trying to climb themselves back into the game and whatnot. Had some momentum going on. They stopped them, punted, and you got to catch them punts. Special teams is vital. It's vital. People just don't realize how vital. Fumbled the ball, and of course the game went downhill from that way there. And they ought to be ashamed of themselves, Arizona's defense, to be able to even let Kirk Cousins run a 17-yard touchdown with his non-athletic ass. But hey, it is what it is. New Orleans 24-0. Their defense finally looked like what they all keep talking about their defense is supposed to be. Vegas, like I said, ain't the real deal. Paper champs. Paper champs right off the top. Got Josh McDaniels there. All that yakking. They are 2-5 right now. They're going to make a run. If they're going to look like the team that it's supposed to like on paper, and what everybody keeps saying, all their fans and whatnot, they got to do better than that. Kamara had 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns. Derek Carr went 15 for 26, 101 yards. That's all he had, 101 yards. This is some high school shit from the 70s. Andy Dalton, Red Rifleman, 22 for 33, 229, 2 touchdowns. He looked pretty. He looked solid and sharp. They held Jacobs pretty good at 4.3. His longest run was a 16-yarder. Kamara, 18 carries, 62 yards, 1 touchdown. Then he had 2 receiving, nine catches for 96 yards and whatnot. Their wide receiver core, they're going to have to get some playmakers on that side. They're going to have to get some playmakers at that wide receiver position and whatnot if they're going to make a long run in these playoffs. New England and the Jets. New England 22, Jets 17. Mac and cheese, as Cam used to call them, 24 for 35, only 195 yards, 1 touchdown, one pick and whatnot. Ramondre Stevenson, 16 carries, 71 yards, solid back. 30. He had one of his longest runs, 35 yards and whatnot. Their defense did what they needed to do. Zach Wilson threw the ball a lot and whatnot. 2 touchdowns, but he threw 3 picks. Anytime you start throwing 3 picks, it's not going. Basically, when you go in to throw 2, you throw 2 picks. You're on the fence. You can still might get away with it, but that's normally not a good sign. You throw 3 picks, the game is pretty much downhill. You can't turn the ball over that much and expect to win and whatnot. And that halted that nice little winning streak that they had. Still just at 5-3, but at the same time, nobody really expect that from them. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, it might be getting ready to start because they've got some key injuries and whatnot. Unfortunately for them, Philly, Pennsylvania, battle of the 2 teams in Pennsylvania. Philadelphia 35, Pittsburgh 13. This is Jalen Hurts' basically second year starting. His first year starting was in 2021. Let me repeat that for you jokers that don't know. Second year starting, 2021 was his first year start, which was like his rookie year. He started the last 4 games of the 2020 COVID season. Took it in for Carson Wentz. He's first year, did what he did. They went 9-7 or whatever, 9-7, 9-8, whatever it was that they went. Now they're playing ball and whatnot now. They are at 7-0. Okay, at 7-0 and whatnot. He's looking sharp. He's looking like Jalen Hurts looked. 19 for 28, 284 yards, 4 touchdowns and whatnot. Miles Sanders ran the ball pretty good. Only ran the ball 9 times and whatnot. But he had 78 yards and he had a touchdown. 21 was as long as AJ Brown, big pickup, 6 catches, 156 yards, 3 touchdowns. Playmakers. Pittsburgh have no playmakers on their side. They're battling right now. They're going through the quarterback. They're going through the quarterback situation and whatnot, which is messed up. Kenny Pickett, 25 for 30, 191 yards, no touchdowns, and a pick. They're not getting anything from Najee Harris. And Najee Harris made a statement right before the beginning of the season that he could do anything that Le'Veon Bell can do. Well, I haven't seen that yet, homeboy. So we'll see what happens with that situation there. And a lot of talk. And right now, I think he's capable, but at this particular point in time, it ain't hitting right there. Tennessee 17, Houston 10. King Henry did what King Henry does. They ran the ball. I've always said I like Tennessee simply because they run the ball and they play stout defense. Solid quarterback play. I do not trust Tannehill. I will keep saying that. Malik Willis got a chance to start. Only went 6 for 10 for 55 yards, but he threw a pick. Henry just ran the ball on it, but Henry does this against these guys. This is like his 4th 200-yard game, and I think he has 6. I think he's tied for I think it was OJ and Peterson, Adrian Peterson. 32 rushes, 219 yards, 6.8 yards per carry. 41 was his longest, and they had 2 touchdowns and whatnot. The bulk of that defense played well. Houston is what Houston is. Really no need to even talk anything else about them jokers there. San Francisco and LA Rams. Yeah, you had your boy Chris McCaffrey throws, catches, rushes for touchdowns. Niners rout the Rams. McCaffrey played a good game. I've said this before because I think I get a lot of slack. I get a lot of flack from when I talk about Christain McCaffrey. And the thing that I have with Christain McCaffrey always have is going to be his durability. It's not that he can't play because obviously the kid can play. But the thing about Christain McCaffrey, like I said, 18 carries for 94 yards, 25 was his longest run and whatnot. He caught a touchdown pass. But this is the thing, all of this hype, a lot of hype Oh, he's the first to do this since 2015. First to do. Oh, and they put him in the and they try to put him in the category with Daniel Thompson, Walter Payton, Thurman Thomas, Walter Fall. When he's healthy, when he's healthy. Let's do this real quick, and I'm gonna veer off of this simply because I'm about to almost wrap this up. If you look at Thurman Thomas, because these are the type of backs that we're going to compare him to. First 4, 5, and 6 years in the league, there's no comparison. There's no comparison. Look at the yards. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the yards. Go to Marshall Faulk. Look at the yards the first 5 or 6 years in the league and what he's done and all the things that he's done and whatnot. No comparison. Daniel Thompson, we're not going to, come on, man. Cut the jokes. If we're just going to sit up there and put McCaffrey up in there and talk about it and whatnot, let's go ahead and do it just for shits and giggles and whatnot. You know, and if we're going to go ahead and do this and whatnot. And it's funny to me that when you talk about McCaffrey and whatnot, when you try to be one-time Pro Bowl and whatnot, it's not about anything else. It's like I said, he's rushed for 1,000 yards twice in his career so far and whatnot. Hurt, and right now he's at 525 with the rush. Like if he stays healthy, he should be able to go over. He should be able to go over 1,000 pretty soon and whatnot and everything. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the fella and whatnot. We will see what goes on with him and everything. But like I said, it's not about his talent. It's about the doggone durability in the game. He has to be available for these games and whatnot. And like I said, if you get on the team, can he be that guy that just hand the ball, give him the ball 25 times a game, a couple of times at the backfield if you need to be. But if you want to sit up there and run him in the ground, we'll see what happens with that. Giants come back down to earth, Seattle 27, Giants 13 and whatnot. Geno Smith looking good again. Like I said, 23 for 34, 212 yards, 2 touchdowns, solid ball, running the ball relatively well. They kept Kenneth Walker in check a little bit, but he did have a nice little touchdown. I think it was a 16-yard run for a touchdown and whatnot. Saquon Barkley got to kept him, and they kept him big time in check. He did have a touchdown, but like I said, when we start talking about playing ball, they did what they needed to do, kept New York at bay. And whatnot, everybody screaming about, man, Geno. No, Geno is doing what Geno's supposed to, considering what Geno was drafted at and whatnot. Geno's doing this is what I expect him to do. This is what he should do. This is what he was drafted to do, and he's just doing it now. Fine. It's better late than never, I suppose. Green Bay and Buffalo. This game was funny and whatnot because they scored the majority of their points basically in the first half, and Green Bay kind of slowed them down in the second half. But Green Bay can't get anything together. Why? Green Bay has no wide receivers. I don't even think Lazard played. He didn't play at all. Aaron Rodgers don't have that guy. He doesn't have that guy that he can throw the ball to. Josh Allen was only 13 for 25 for 218 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he threw 2 picks. Rodgers 19 for 30, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, and whatnot. Their leading receiver only had 62 yards. They didn't. Aaron Jones ran the ball good for 20 catches, 143 yards and whatnot. A.J. Dillon still did real well. It's like certain mistakes, and not enough clutch plays for them to make at that wide receiver position, which is why they lost that game. They basically shut Buffalo down in the second half, but they couldn't because Buffalo scored all of their points basically in the first half. And they could only, and then Green Bay could only muster up 17. So that's something to think about, something to look at. It might be a little chink in the armor, but like I said, we'll keep going with that. And last night game, Cleveland and Cincinnati and whatnot. I really didn't see this happening. I saw this as being a close game. I said Cleveland has a chance, but Cincinnati's hot right now. They won a couple in a row and whatnot. But no, they was on old boy's ass. I think they sacked him like 5 times, if I'm not mistaken. Burrow 25 for 35, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns. 1 pick, but they was on his ass all night. No running game at all. They did not have Jamar Chase and whatnot, but nonetheless, you still basically had Higgins. You had Higgins, and you still had Tyler Boyd and whatnot, and Hayden Hurst and whatnot. It just didn't go on with them. And like I said, Cincinnati, you don't know who you get when you playing Cincinnati at times. And Cincinnati, like I said, because of the talent that they have on offense, they could throw up some points, but they got held to only 13 points. And I was really shocked that Cleveland actually won this game. And Cleveland is, like I say, 3-5, and they're tinkering a little bit and whatnot on they're tinkering on certain things right now. They have to go on a run. They might can lose maybe one more game or something like that, but they cannot mess around no more. They if they if old boy keep him afloat, Jacoby Brissett 17, 22, 278, one touchdown, solid. Nick Chubb solid. Amari Cooper solid. They defense keep doing what they're doing, and they play the type of ball that they've been playing. They can be fine until they get old boy, until they finally get Deshaun Watson in there and give up a spark, because he has that dynamic ability about him. He's able to sit up there and get the ball out. He can make runs. He can make big plays. And Cleveland can be a problem and whatnot. The defense, and like I said, Myles Garrett and all them guys, they did what they needed to do. Like I said, sacked my man. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. I think he was sacked like 5 times and whatnot. So that was good. As long as they can pretty much stay healthy, they can possibly be a problem with them and whatnot. And like I said, man, there's something to say. A lot of trading went on today and whatnot, as we all seen and whatnot. So we're going to see what else goes on, because I think it's still some stuff going to be made. Kareem Hunt, if I'm not mistaken, is staying put. I think he can be that every down back if he goes anywhere else, and be a terrific back. Worried about Philly might get him and stuff like that. We'll see what happens and whatnot. But yeah, man. But that's the week 8 roundup of everything and whatnot. And like I said, if I got anything coming up more football related and whatnot, I'll get back with you guys and stuff like that. And I tell you guys all the time, there's no GOAT, there's no greatest of all time, as long as time's still going on. And like I tell you guys all the time, numbers don't lie and get most people do. You guys take it easy.